Okay, so today I'm gonna show you my shoulder day. I recently changed the way I train. I don't wanna do no more techniques, no more no more techniques in order when I train. And I'm just gonna have straight forward sets without any drop sets or any supersets or any um I don't know tempos and nothing like that, because I feel like I cared so much for a long time about these, and I trained hard, but like I didn't see progress because I would always have a, for example, bench press, 3 sets, for example. Let's say first set I do 70 kg for, I don't know, for 8 reps. Then I would do like a drop set, 60, 50, and then like a lot of sets like that. Okay, I know that I'm doing 70 kg for 8 repetitions, but like it's also important the rest time, because the more you like, you can actually, if you don't take a lot of enough rest time, you can actually mess up your whole training, because you give so much power into the exercise or whatever, and you don't take enough rest in order to stimulate the muscle again and again. It's like, okay, uh, you gave your all, but like you need to train in a way that is optimum, in a way, because like optimum, because like you can't just do 1 set and then you maybe gonna do a few sets, but you give your best, but you need to also take in consideration recovery, bro, during working out, and I'm not saying like you shouldn't give your all. You give your all, but like this is when you put effort, but like you need to understand that when you're not putting effort is also the important. It's 50-50, because recovery and you're preparing for the next set. I don't want to make this so much complicated, but basically I only cared about intensity and pushing, but I didn't take in consideration rest period between sets. Cool. So now what I'm doing is straightforward sets. In my upper body, I'm not gonna have a lot of, I'm not gonna have any methods of intensity, or yeah, I'm just gonna have straightforward sets. For example, if I do on a shoulder press 7 kg press, I'm gonna do that until I um I give my best and the repetitions decrease, right? So for example, I do 70, 12 repetitions, then second I do, for example, 10 or maybe more. It depends what part of, it all matters where you are in the session, at the end or whatever. Just what That's what I'm saying. Like maybe I'll do 12, then 10, and then maybe 8, and then that clearly says that I need to move to another exercise. Let's talk about the my shoulder day. Boom. So I do low volume, high intensity, because I feel like stimulus, let's say stimulus for shoulders, right? Even with 2 sets of shoulder press, so for the front shoulders, yeah. Okay, let's say there's like a straight line, 0 to 100%, right? I feel like even if I do 2 sets for the front shoulder as a shoulder press, maybe it's not gonna hit 100% for the stimulus, but it's gonna hit 50. But there's still gonna be stimulus that needs to be recovered. So stimulus that needs to be recovered, and that will bring muscle. Okay, this is it. So yeah, Mike Manser's technique, um low volume, high intensity, and with legs, like we're not talking about legs, but legs, I think you have, for me, I have freedom to train hard, to train, to have like freedom, right? That's where I have freedom. So yeah, I'm doing Mike Menser program, and yeah, in the shoulder day, I did 2 sets of shoulder press on the Smith machine, did 2 sets of six, 60 kg. Yeah, 2 sets of 60 kg. Um, I think 8 repetitions in both of these sets. Then I moved to rear delt. I did standing. With this exercise, you don't do a lot of weight. It's only for rear delts. Is an isometric exercise where you isolate the muscle, so you can't go a lot of weight. So I did lateral raises, 2 sets. I might need to check on the volume on the lateral raises because I feel like I can do more. But I'll see. I'll see. But yeah, even though I don't do a lot of weight volume, I'm looking for progression in moving the weight and increasing the weight, and that also will translate to building muscle. So yeah, don't worry if you're doing low volume training or high. One thing that it needs to be straightforward is the progression in the way you're moving, progressive overload, and yeah, and you're gonna grow. um you're gonna grow. And funny enough, I know a bodybuilder that told me, like, even at first you might move the weight, but the easier that weight becomes, after some time it will be the muscle. So strength comes first and then the muscle. And it's pretty logical because, like, first your body needs to adapt to that weight in order to move it, and then the muscle comes because your bones, ligaments, tendons adapted to that weight. So now you're gonna move the weight easier, and you're gonna adapt putting muscle, and that's basically how you put muscle. Like, we don't need to overcomplicate putting muscle works, or yeah, like training works. If you want to put muscle, this is it. Like, first strength comes, and then after a period of time, the muscle, strength always comes first, then muscle. That's it. Even if you're training with low repetitions, or heavier than, I don't know, heavier, like 6 to 8 repetitions, I think is heavy, or 4 to 8, this is heavy. So don't worry if you having progress moving weight, and you're not stupid, and you're actually feeling your muscle. That's all that matters. And yeah, after lateral raises, I did reverse pec deck for rear delts.
Let's go.
Okay, feel alright.